afraid to talk to. So that's why you have your sponsor. Do exactly what Jen Nelson said. Let your friends tell me no. They're not telling you no. Let me tell me no. Nobody's going to tell Jen no for sure. Now it's time to plan your grand opening. All these details are in the rain cycle. You can find the rain cycle by going to training.rainintl.com. But I just want to highlight a few things for you here. Now, your grand opening is really important. You want to invite everybody that you know and that you recognize, who will recognize your name. The guy at the grocery store, at the cleaners, where you get your car washed, the guy at the wherever. You want to invite everyone to your grand opening, but you will have gone and sampled your key people. You will have gone to your key people before the meeting and given them samples of the product, asked them to watch, listen to the sizzle call, ask them to watch Life Concentrated, and done a three-way call with your upline. But invite everyone to your meeting. Now, basically, there are two types of launches. One is a meeting, and one is on a phone conference call. The best kind of launching, where you get the best closure, the best results, is a home meeting. And what I recommend that you do is you just schedule a home meeting until you've gotten about 8 people or so in your organization. Until you've personally sponsored 8 people, continue to have a home meeting. And have them so if you have one on Monday, then one on Wednesday, then one on Saturday mornings, and then one on Sunday afternoons. Just keep having them, because everybody cannot come at the same time. And it doesn't matter whether 5 people come or 20 people come, just keep telling the story. And remember, you're not doing the talking, you're the inviter. Your sponsor, your upline, is doing the presentation. The other type of meeting is a conference call, and this is ideal for people that you know that live across the country, because a conference call is a phenomenal way to get people involved. In fact, the company has a call every Sunday through Thursday at 9 Eastern time that you can plug people into. But your sponsor will do a call just for you and your friends. Set one up, they will do a conference call just for you. Now, the best times to do launch meetings is Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m., Saturdays mornings, and for some people, Sundays between 4 and 7. Again, ask your RAIN partners and sponsor. Have everybody in the area and the business come to your meeting. So there's lots of people, lots of excitement, and lots of testimonies. Now, the people, who are you going to invite? This is important. You're going to invite everybody you know, but the people that you're going to sample, get on sizzle calls, have watch the Life Concentrate, do a 3-way backup call with your sponsor, they're going to be people that are coachable and teachable, people that are self-starters, that have a burning desire for success, people with a positive mental attitude, people who have influence, people that are professionals, business owners, networkers, entrepreneurs of some type. The reason you want to go for entrepreneurs, even though they can be hard to deal with, they have a burning desire, and once if you get them to follow the system, they'll go straight to the top. So don't avoid entrepreneurs, and let me give you another little secret. I normally only tell this to my own team, but since I'm feeling so generous and so magnanimous, because the company's so generous, another secret: go after immigrants. Go after immigrants, go after women, and go after extroverts. Everybody repeat that. Say, immigrants, women, extroverts. Now, if you get an extrovert immigrant woman, you've got a superstar. And you know why immigrants do so well? They're hungry. They're not as complacent as us Americans, right? They're hungry. They came here for the American dream, and they want it, and they want it now. And extroverts, why extroverts? Because they're talking all the time anyway. You're just giving them something new to talk about. Okay? And why women? Women, should we tell them why? Listen. We're just coachable and teachable. It's a relationship business. We know how to have relationships. We know how to listen. We know we care. We share our feelings and our thoughts easily. So men, if you want to be successful, surround yourself with extroverted, caring, compassionate women, and you'll go straight to the top. Men, give the women a hand. Oh, they're telling me my time is up. Oh. And also, you want to ensure that people can afford their financially. You want to use the sizzle calls. I mentioned that. Let me go forward. The most important skill that you need to develop and bring is to become a good inviter. Now I believe in something. Most of us were educated to feel that you have to be good at everything to be successful. Not true. If you're a good talker, partner up with someone who's a good organizer, is good at following up. Buddy up with somebody. Find a buddy in your business to work with. It doesn't even have to be your downline and your upline. If there's somebody that you really like and you get on with and you guys are like this, same mind, let the law of attraction work. Work with people that you feel good about. Because one of the things that's important is for you to learn how to become an inviter. Everyone must learn to invite. Oh, I've got to go fast here. So you have to be creative. You have to tell your story, testify about your passion about the product. Remember, do not talk too much. Most of you tell too much, you talk too much, then people think it's snake oil, right? So they say, well, how could the product do everything? If the person has diabetes, talk about diabetes. Tell testimonies about diabetes. Don't tell testimonies about everything. You want to compliment. Now listen to this. This is very important. A lot of people are saying no to you, not because they don't want the business. They love the product. Because they don't believe that they can do the business. So just like you edify your upline when you're about to do a three-way, you have to continuously throughout your presentation compliment and edify your prospect, reminding them of why you value them, of how intelligent they are, what a great person they are, what a leader they are. Because the reason people say no is because they're afraid they cannot succeed. So you have to build the confidence of your prospect just as you edify your upline. And compliment them. I said that. Commitment. You have to get a commitment, okay? And before the conversation ends, from one engagement to a next engagement, if you're doing one thing before that ends, get a commitment for the next event. If they've done the thing, get a commitment for the next event. Look, recruiting is a process. It's not an event. It's a process where you continue to expose them a little at a time. Don't try to tell them everything at one time. It's a process. And there are two basic questions that people have in their minds. Do I like what I see, and can I do it? I covered some of that already. Make sure that your message answers those two questions. Make sure you let them know how you had no background. Someone helped you. You had somebody mentoring and coaching you, and those same people will be available to mentor and coach them. And understand your role. Tell your story, something about yourself, your background, what you're doing, and why with what you're doing, why are you interested in building a business at this time? Talk about the company, the background, the company's success, the product, and talk about the opportunity. But in the beginning, all you do is invite and welcome people and tell your story. Your upline will do the rest. And when people ask questions, don't be mad. Don't get mad. Be happy. Because the fact that they're asking questions means that they have an interest, that they have a definite interest, and you want to get those questions out because those questions is what's keeping them from making a decision. So when they ask you a question, say, well, can you tell me, how do you mean that exactly? Or others can say, I'm sure you have a really good reason for asking that question, but can you tell me what that is? So you know why they're saying, well, I heard that this is a pyramid, or there are too many things out like this, or I heard that other companies have products like this. Whatever their questions are, listen to them, don't argue with them, and say, listen, I know exactly how you feel, because I felt the same way. But after I started using the product and listened and met other people in the business, then I found out that the product really works, the opportunity works. The feel, felt, found method. And in terms of getting results, the most important thing to do is to listen. I know we have so much to tell them we want to talk, but if you listen more than you talk, your income will triple. You know, show compassion with their concerns. Take their side. Relate similar feelings that other people had or that you had. Reinforce how rain helps someone who has the same issues, the same problems, whether they're health challenges or financial or concerns. Always turn their concern into a benefit. And never argue price, and never ever put anybody else's business down. Never put anybody else's company down. Whenever possible, Use third-party validation. Get someone on the phone who had a similar concern or had a similar problem so they can see how they resolved it. Results and commitment, and my time is up. If you want to build a 5, 6, 7-figure income, it's going to take commitment and conviction. You got to decide that no matter what any particular prospect says or doesn't say, no matter who says yes or who says no, that you're going to do this business. Now, just tell the person next to you, if it's to be, it's up to me. Tell them. No matter who says yes, no matter who says no, I'm in rain for the long haul. I'm going to stick with rain. Okay? Set your goals. Commit to your plan of action. And guess what? It's not about being talented. It's about being consistent and being persistent. Repeat that. Say consistency. Persistence. That's what's going to determine your success. Basically, there are 3 kinds of people. There are customers. There are people who just want to use the product, sell a little to their friends and family. They don't really want to build a big business. And there are people that want to build a big business. But you all, I hear you complaining about, how can I get my customers to do the business? They're not interested in the business. Don't try to talk them into the business. Respect where they are. But what they will do for you, if you allow them, if you love them up and treat them nice and tell them you appreciate their business and how much you value them, if you go to them and says, look, I'm looking for somebody that's teachable, positive, open-minded, coachable, great attitude, success-oriented, with a lot of influence, know a lot of people. Do you know somebody like that? They'll say, yes, my sister-in-law's husband, brother, that's him to a T. Say, well, if you introduce me to him and he gets involved in the business, oh, I know you're not interested. I'll give you a free box of soul. They'll do it. So your customers are your unpaid promoters if you stop badgering them about coming to calls and stop badgering them about getting in the business. You haven't done anything wrong. People say to me, oh, my business is just not growing because people, they just use the product and they don't want to do the business. That's all those people want. Accept it, because the person you're looking for is looking for you. Tell the person next to you that. Tell them again, nice and loud. Did you get that, everybody? So stop haranguing your customers. Start loving them up, asking them for referrals for business-minded people. They don't want to come to meetings. They don't want to do the business, but they will give you the names and phone numbers. They will even take you to the people. They will get you on the phone and introduce you. And for a free box of soul, they will do that with as many people as they have. Smarten up, okay? And in terms of the tie-down, ask for their interest. When you do a presentation, on a level from 1 to 10, what's your interest level? If they say 5, 2, 3, accept it. Say, listen, I think it's great to get started with your product, your family needs it, etc., etc. Ask questions. If they have a concern, say, besides this concern, is there anything else that's holding you back? And assume the close. Once you've answered all their questions, take out an application, have physical applications. And just say, what's the correct spelling of your last name? Will that be Visa or MasterCard? Is your mailing address, your shipping address? Just start filling out the form, and then at the end say, would you just okay this please and make sure I have all the information correct? In closing, I just want to say, oh boy, there's more. Be rain. Live it, do it, be it, wear it, say it, sing it, tell everybody about it. That's what I'm saying. Integrate it into your life. And what I want to say in closing is that you have all the ingredients for success. You have absolutely everything that it takes to be wonderfully successful. So successful that they'll name a street after you in your hometown. But guess what you need? You need the recipe. And the rain cycle is the recipe. So give yourselves a break. Don't do it by trial and error. Don't try to figure it out the hard way. Do what smart people do. Use a proven system. You have everything it takes to be wonderfully successful. See you at the top, and I hope you're diamond by the time I see you again. Thank you. It's my honor.